Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood the Maker's will is written. The Chant of Light, Benedictions, chapter 4, verse 11. Hello, and welcome to the 5th session of Victory, Vigilance, and Sacrifice. This tabletop role-playing game uses the Dragon Age video game setting, developed by BioWare, and the officially licensed tabletop role-playing game published by Green Ronin. Thanks also to Incompetech, aka Kevin MacLeod, for creating the music you hear tonight. Incompetent can be found through the Roll20 app, which we will also be using. As a content note, the Dragon Age setting is not a nice place. Content warnings persist across the Chronicle for war violence, sickness, undead, and terrible choices made in terrible circumstances. We employ the X card for player safety. And so, tonight, join us in telling a story of the Fourth Blight. First, Wardens. Tell us a little bit about who you are and where we can find you when you're not fighting Darkspawn.
Hey everybody, I'm Arrow's Human, and you can find me all over the internet as Am Changeling. No, wait, I'm an elf. You can find me all over the internet as Am Changeling and on Etsy at Thornkind. And tonight I will be playing Arrow's elf, Galen, whose pronouns are he or they, like mine. And, well, we're facing a blight, people.
Hi all, I am Devin. You can find me on Sort of Sullied, and I completely forgot that your character was an elf because you weren't wearing the ears at the time I wrote that. You can find me online at Sort of Sullied, and tonight I am playing perfectly normal human Garrick.
Hello everybody, my name is Steve. You can find me some places on the internet at Voodoo Arcade, primarily in the Still on Fire Discord channel. And I am playing even more normal and even more regular human, Jurgen.
You are muted, sir.
Hi, I am Brody, and I am playing the roguishly wonderful heroine. Harold's pronouns are he, him, mine are he, they. And I am looking forward to this completely low-key and relaxed session because there is nothing we have to worry about and everything will be fine.
All right. So as for me, I am your game runner and the Maker's Bride, Rachel, she, her. You can find me at Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere, including the Burning Bird app. MySpace? Yes, MySpace is back, everybody. Instagram, YouTube, and also Hive, maybe? Who knows what's going on over there? Anyway, you can also find previous episodes of this game and other shows that we run on this channel on YouTube, where we would appreciate and love your likes and subscribes on our trek to 1,000 subscribers. We would also appreciate your subscription to this channel, but unlike Twitch, subscribing on YouTube is free. That out of the way, it's recap time. Brody, would you care to read the recap for last session?
I would be delighted to. We began our recap recalling that we resided in the city of Antiva City, awkwardly named, and let us begin on a dire note in the Key of Doom. We decide to scout, check defenses, and prepare the mages for what might come. Harold and Jurgen meet with Fabrizia for a tour of the city walls. Their tour guide assumes the oncoming enemy isn't as bad as the Grey Wardens suspect. If it's not a blight, you only lose a few drinking nights to a couple of Darkspawn. It's a win. A bit of wisdom from our own Win earns a lesson on how to operate the weaponry of the walls. Jurgen, as usual, is unimpressed. He feels that any efforts here are wasted, and would be better used towards equipping and preparing fighters for the coming horde. Captain Rodrigo shows up and greets the inspecting wardens. When Harold and Jurgen try to convince the captain of the validity of their concerns, they do so in two distinct but ultimately ineffective ways. Our Tranquil does it in a less than tactful way, but we can't really blame him. Further out from the city, Galen and Garrick are approaching the Wares. They are confronted with the sight of some darkspawn attacking a nearby village, and on surveying the situation, find that the village has been sheltering refugees escaping the coming blight. We don't have days, they learn, we have hours. Garrick and Galen join in the fray as air support. After some excellent maneuvers, the wardens find that a quarter of the villagers have fallen in battle and suggest the rest head to the city or evacuate elsewhere. After the villagers are sent on their way, Garrick and Galen feel that deep pull from their joining. They follow it to the east, and to their horror find an entire horde of darkspawn, numbering in the thousands, including a big fuck-off dragon. The two Hellard wardens make haste back to the city. The wardens confer on their return, and it is official. A blight is upon us. An evacuation must be organized immediately. But when the harbor is accessed, it seems that most of the ships have left without taking on any civilians, and only a few naval ships remain. Warden Commander Tarab calls a meeting of fellow wardens only. It seems that the last option is to tell the citizens to flee any way they can, and for the wardens to leave as well. Reflecting on the color of the dragon, we find out it may be an archdemon. Andorol Turab tells us why the warden's lives shouldn't be wasted on heroics protecting the city's civilians. Because only by a warden may the archdemon be slain. On the other side of the coin, Grey Wardens do not dwell in the afterlife with the Maker and faces a permanent death if they manage to slay an archdemon. Such is the path for a warden. Some more bad news arrives to compound upon this revelation. We are only taking some nobles and have no ability to save the civilians that are in the city. For them, it's everyone for themselves. The evacuation proceeds as follows. Galen is to take the dwarf, Ortan, on his larger griffin, the wonderful, beautiful, perfect arrow. Garrick is to take Amadis of the Mercenary Command. Jurgen is to take Kalian, who is unperturbed by the Tranquil. Harrowin is to take Tavriel. Garahel is to take the king, and Hubble to take the queen. We are given strict orders for no heroics. Harold is given permission to spend the next 36 hours helping spread the word amongst the civilians on their options, providing them a little dignity in choosing how they might die. Galen assists him. Garrick spends his time making some improvised weapons at the smithy for the civilians. Jurgen spends his time observing his assignment while he packs, and the crow assassin offers to teach Jurgen poisons. The crow poison. And Kalian decides he wishes to become a Grey Warden. Harold seeks out Tavriel, and he is in luck. Tavriel is seeking out his fellow Dalish elf, Galen. He greets his elven cousin, and they discuss what is going on. Tavriel regrets not being able to help the common folk here, but he knows he is needed to fuel the rebellion into winter. A bit of banter later, and some juicy tea is spilled. The three divvy responsibilities within the city and manage to cover a lot of ground. Assassins! Assassins! Comes the cry, and Kalian, Jurgen, and Garrick head in the direction of the shouts. They emerge on the scene of the king's guards, having turned on their king. The leader bears a sword bloodied by the king's own blood. Garahel, Hubble, and Turab attempt to defend the terrified queen. The guards are angered at being left to die, but Garrick does his best to convince the guards to stand down, and manages to do so by describing the queen as a war asset. Just then, a brazen peal of thunder shakes the foundations of the ground beneath us all. The Darkspawn are here, hours ahead of time. It's time to go. Our estimation of 6 hours for the walls to hold is generous, and we realize that 4 hours is a more appropriate assumption as the Darkspawn rail relentlessly on the palisades. With the king dead, an ambassador gains the newly opened seat on the Griffin with Garahel. We take flight. The dragon pursues us, striking down a few of our fellow escapees. Garahel takes this opportunity to distract the archdemon in case he may get lucky and bring it down in the attempt. Unfortunately, the dragon conquers the brave warden, and his passenger, Anisea, is utterly distraught in her grief at seeing her brother fall to the beast. We, Asea, Tavriel, and Hubble, are all that make it out of the reaches of the Darkspawn as we land near Wickham, just north of Starkhaven. The sun is beginning to rise, and the town is picturesque. Little do they know what is coming, just a griffin flight away.
Amazing. Thank you so much for reading that, Brody, and thank you, Ambrose, for taking notes. So, don't mind me as I play DJ a little bit. All right, so you land on these beautiful grass-covered green rolling hills. You have landed in the village of Wickham. It is a small farming village in the region known as the Green Dales. It is just north of Starkhaven, Starkhaven being essentially a free city-state in the area called the Free Marches. And you can see in the distance the town center. So there's a tavern, there's a couple houses, a general store, trading areas, and judging from the banners and the faint music you hear, it looks like the villagers are celebrating some sort of festival. It could be market day, it could be a holiday. Either way, they seem pretty happy and completely ignorant of what is going on north of them. But that's about a mile in the distance. Of more concern is what's going on right now. You and your griffins land on this glade. The current survivor list, the people who escaped it's not a sacking, because a sacking would imply desire and intent. It is the fall of Antiva City, and the survivors with you are Amadis, Kalian, Isaiah, Hubble, Delvin Orton, Tavriel, Roland, and Elnora. And you all take a moment just to catch your breath and enjoy the moment of safety that you have just right now in this moment. There are no darkspawn. There's nothing attacking you. And it's Isaiah who speaks first and says, "We must inform Weishaupt Fortress. And she looks around. She says, "All right. I think it's best if Hubble and I make the journey to Weishaupt on Griffinback. We'll make the best time. We're going to need a base of operations. Weishaupt is too far from Antiva, which is where this blight has begun. What say the rest of you?"
I mean, you don't let your basement flood without at least trying something to keep it from getting out into the street.
And so Amadis volunteers. I can arrange a hunting lodge on the outskirts of Starkhaven. It's high up in the mountains, so the Darkspawn will have a hard time getting to it, and there's plenty of wildlife and game. And then Issei says, it sounds like a viable option, but what happens when the horde goes south instead of north? The free marches will be hit next.
Do you have a map?
Issei does have a map. And you can reference the map that I pinned in the Discord.
Where is Starkhaven?
Starkhaven is by the river.
Yes, it is part of the free marches, so where Kirkwall and etc. are.
So the big concern is that if we set up near Starkhaven, they're gonna just go through. They're just gonna go toward Tevinter.
Right, so you're not sure where the Darkspawn horde will go next. Antiva has currently fallen. Are they going to go north? Are they going to go west? Are they going to go east? Are they going to go south? Oh.
Well, I mean, north and east leaves Ravane in trouble, but then that's not really going to be an issue for everybody else.
Right.
I hate to say it, that would be the best. If we could get them to go that way, that would be great.
Yeah.
You're good.
This is out of character. Did you mention Darkspawn have a problem going up mountains?
I mean, inasmuch as mountain climbing is rigorous for anybody.
So if they head directly west from Antiva, they're going to hit a pretty substantial mountain range.
Unless they decide to go super north.
Up and around? Sure.
I mean, either case, that leaves us with... I mean, if they go north, then they have to go through a certain range of... certain distance. It's only so far they can go if they don't like mountains. How are they with rivers and large bodies of water?
I mean, so the thing is that the Darkspawn themselves are fairly mindless. They're on the order of reasonably intelligent zombies. So they know how to fight and attack. But any sort of tactical knowledge and guidance comes from the Archdemon. Who knows the mind of an Archdemon?
More a question of maybe say you might know this. Historically, do they have blights tended to follow like geography, or do they just kind of ignore rivers and just keep moving?
Give me a history lore check.
And from
I knew. I asked somebody else.
from Griffinback, where would be the most visible next town?
From Antiva?
Yes, because I'm figuring
if they go north, they will hit Ravane. If they go south, they will hit
I mean, okay, 14?
They might hit Ansburg, they might hit Starkhaven, they might hit Tantervale.
And it seems like the smart move, at least to start, might be for us to split up and let everybody know along the likely paths. And whoever's going toward Ravane could at least scout to see if they might be heading that way.
And so you say this, and Isaiah says, but we don't have many contacts in Ravane. We've got what we have here.
Was
And at
was
this
the
point,
guy?
I'm sorry?
Was Sharab their contact for Ravane, or are there Grey Wardens up there?
There are Grey Wardens in Ravane, but it'll be a little bit of work to make contact with them. And at this point, Roland speaks up and says, I have a knowledge of a ruined fort in the Dales. I would gladly turn this over to you in gratitude for saving my life. It is a leftover from the Exalted March. So I believe it is still strong and serviceable. It is near the Imperial Highway, and it is not far from the coast, so travel should be quite easy. That is assuming it is somehow not offensive to offer it to you. He says, indicating Galen. And so, brief lore drop. Andraste is the bride of the Maker, and she's essentially a Jesus figure who had a special relationship with this world's creator being. And so she founded the Chantry, and she liberated a lot of elven slaves and gave them a place to live called the Dales. But the humans got jealous, and because the elves were trying to hold on to their religion, their elven gods, and so they incorporated reverence for Andraste into their worship, but they didn't revere her and the Maker exclusively, and so the Chantry called an Exalted March, and it's called Exalted March to disguise the fact that it was a crusade, and it was awful and bloody, and the elves were driven out of the place that Andraste had promised them. And this is why you are called a Dalish elf, because your ancestors come from the Dales. And so this guy is essentially offering you land that already belongs to you, depending on how much you believe in Andraste.
And the ruins of a fort that was part of the campaign too.
Yeah.
Like getting an offered a plantation in
That's essentially what's going on.
Damn. Galen looks as if he's a million miles away. Just all of this going through his head. The blight, the offering of this land. He just kind of shakes his head like to shake it off, and he's like, I don't know, I find it a delightful irony that I would be there once again.
It is an option. And this is when Tavriel chips in and like says, well, if we want to squat, me and my people have taken over a mansion in Tevinter. It's in Tevinter, but many of my people are willing to help with logistics and maintaining the place, assuming they're all paid a fair wage.
So one of these is south across the Waking Sea, and one of them is immediately to the west. Is that correct?
Yes. And as if people weren't offering enough, Delvin says, well, I've got my family's estate in the Orton Tig. It's close to the Dwarven trade networks, but I suppose one of the drawbacks is, well, if this truly is a blight, the blight come from underground, and he'd be living underground. And it's a little bit remote from everything else. But dwarven trade networks are nothing to sneeze at.
I'm new to being a Grey Warden and all, but why not take all of it and use them for different things? Like, if there's going to be a threat underground, weird, then having, people gathered there and organized to be ready for or to push through might be smart. And we don't know if this archdemon's gonna, like, we don't know what this thing can do, right? Like, maybe it can go under the ocean. In which they might pop up down in Ferelden or something.
Isaiah chips in and says, well, we've never had a blight attack from the ocean. It's always come from underground and not undersea. It's probably better to have a coherent headquarters, a place that people know that they can go. These all have benefits and drawbacks. I don't want to make a firm decision. I'll leave it up to consensus. My thought is either the fort in the Dales or the hunting lodge in Starkhaven. So, from the game runner perspective, you have 4 options. So, you've got the hunting lodge in Starkhaven, which is high up in the mountains, so difficult for Darkspawn to attack, and also abundant wildlife and game to hunt. The con is who knows what direction the Horde will turn. The estate in Orton Tig, close to trade networks, but only the dwarven ones. You'd be sort of remote from human and elven networks. And also, if this is a blight, Darkspawn hit the Tigs first. You have the abandoned Tevinter Mansion, where you have a ready network of elves who can help and provide support work. The con is it's in Tevinter. It's in Tevinter. And then the fort in the Dales, left over from the Exalted March. The location is good. It's near the Imperial Highway and the coast. The con is it's essentially like a plantation style fort. Like Brody was accurate when he described it that way.
Also kind of far from the action at the moment.
Which could be both a pro and a con, because it means that your headquarters is not going to be an immediate risk of being overrun with Darkspawn, but on the other end, kind of difficult to get to, but also kind of safe, so that part's a toss-up.
Another factor is we seem to be very Griffin favored at the moment, and going underground is probably going to cut that advantage down quite a bit.
I like the idea of the mountains, being that the Darkspawn have a hard time getting up there. What if we picked 2, one being the base of operations, and the second being a backup in case the one falls to the Darkspawn?
Well, you'll have the backup no matter what.
And the main benefit of Starkhaven right now is that it's pretty close to the action, but also that it's kind of hard to get up to. So good for defense, but not necessarily good for getting people there, as it might be surrounded.
I'm thinking the fort in the Dales might be a good choice because it's reasonably close to the action, but not too close. We can actually swing if they go north or south without so much worry. but like you said, the defensibility is lacking.
Yeah, so essentially, these are all fairly equitable choices. It's up to you to decide what drawbacks you want to prepare to deal with.
Anybody have a really strong opinion?
No.
Mac and cheese is amazing.
That has nothing to do with your fort.
Oh, sorry, you didn't specify that.
Eric.
While you may not have an opinion, Jurgen, which one do you feel has the most tactical advantage?
I will allow a military lore roll to answer that question.
Ooh, let me. Please let
that's
me.
That's not me. That's gonna be Garrick.
Yeah, that's gonna be the guy who can put a whole 3 extra points into it. Which is really funny because 3 points compared to
You're
Harold.
very cunning.
Yes.
And isn't this a cunning roll?
This is a cunning roll.
I got 14 on a history roll, but that's it.
I got that'd be a 3. That'd be a 13. 16.
Ooh.
Okay. So, with that roll, it seems as though the Ortonteig is probably the worst positioned because dwarves get hit first and worst during a blight. The Tevinter Mansion would be ranked 3 just because of its location in Tevinter and giving the people in your party, including Lander, who is sadly not here tonight. So those are the worst 2. The Hunting Lodge and the Fort in the Dales, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So again, if the Horde turns south, then the position in the Dales will be in trouble. And the fort in the Exalted March is a little more remote, but that might be a good thing.
So,
How long would it take us to actually turn it into a headquarters? Like, to gather enough people for it to be considered proper HQ?
Unclear, you would have to get there and sort of evaluate the property before you could answer
Let
that
me
question.
rephrase it to the statement of, if we were to just choose, how quickly would we get a swath of Grey Wardens and other people to the location?
Oh, I see. So Starkhaven is a little more difficult to reach. Because it's fairly inland and you can only reach it from a river that's like a couple hundred nautical miles. And so the fort that Roland is offering, it's in the Dales. It is near the Imperial Highway, and so the Imperial Highway connects Orlais and Ferelden. And it is also close to the Waking Sea, which is essentially like Mediterranean to the Atlantic Ocean, that is the Amaranthine. So it's a little more time to get there, but travel will be easier.
For everything that comes through or around it.
Yeah.
Another thing.
My voting.
Other thing to factor in is, how can griffins make it over the Waking Sea, or is that too far?
They can make it over the Waking Sea.
So that gives us some extra advantage if we had to deal with the blight coming along the coast.
Yeah, and I keep looking to the side because I've got the map up on my wall.
I had a feeling.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
So
personally putting in my vote for the fort in the Dales.
I like the idea of reclaiming it for something that isn't shitty. Almost
What
like
do
work.
Yerkin and Galen think?
I'm for it.
Like stock some stuff in that uh in the Starkhaven area, but as far as HQ, a little bit safer, easier to get to, easier to supply. We
Uh,
have griffins. We can jump across the waking sea and attack them that way if need be.
I do have a question though. Who's gonna let Ravane know that there's a blight to their south that cuts them off from like everybody? And I think we can probably do the notification thing through Navara and Orlais and Ferelden on our way to this base. Could also get the ball rolling on people, you know, gathering. Like, but it seems like we have at least three directions we need to worry about. One is northeast, one is south, and one is southwest. And southwest is the should be the big one because we got to go through Navarra and Orlais. But
So
I see walking to Ferelden at this point or Ravane.
You're correct, says Isaiah. Uh, I'll go to, I'll go to Weishaupt Fortress. I'll let the Order know that there's a blight, and we'll start mobilizing.
And we can
And,
drop off our VIPs on the way.
and
Or
Hubble says, I'll go to Ravane and warn the wardens there before the rest of you.
any of our special guests think they might be able to help Hubble with organizing Ravane?
Amadis says, "All right, I didn't want to reveal this, but my family name is Vale. We're the ruling family in Starkhaven.
Well, that's helpful.
If you come to the free marches, I'll help you organize."
So maybe Hubble, you take Amadis home and then see if they have connections that can help you in Ravane?
Aye, sounds like a plan. And then Delvin Orton says, "Well, I should probably get back to Mataig and let them know what's going on. But here's how you can find me. And once you do that, contact me, and I'll make sure that the dwarves make good on the treaties we signed long ago with the Grey Wardens. This is a blight. Everyone's going to suffer."
And you might want to tell your people anyways, because
Absolutely. And Tavriel says, "Well, I don't have much access to the higher levels of Imperial strength, but I can possibly point the rebellion towards the blight."
or at least keep it out of the way.
Well, you're going to want soldiers who fight the way that you fight, Mr. Wynn.
Also, it sounds like you might be in a position to let us know if they go north and are coming along that forest place.
Aye. And then Roland will volunteer. Of the Orlesian Empire, we also have treaties
I
with the
could get us
wardens.
I could get us into the houses of important people.
What is the next
So
step
is-
of that plan?
Oh, you're asking me? I don't know, but I could definitely get you into the room of important people in Orlais. At least Valroya.
Hmm.
But I'll point out that the only reason I'm here is because we had somebody declare right of conscription on me instead of letting them execute me for admittedly a less than ideally executed plan to make a wedding go badly.
So, I have posted and pinned your quest journal
Hell
in the
yes.
Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So, your first order of business is to secure the fortress that you have chosen. And then your next quest, which I'll read for the benefit of our viewers, convince the leaders of the Free Marches to unite and lend their strength to the Blight. Your point of contact is Amadis Vale. Call upon the Dwarven kingdoms to honor their treaties and provide soldiers and support for the Blight. Your point of contact is Delvin Orton. Draw on the strength of Tevinter to help. Your point of contact is Tavriel. Hold the Orlesian Empire to their treaties to promise aid. Your point of contact is Roland. And lastly, kill the Archdemon.
Not gonna lie, there's a little bit of thing in my head that maybe if we could get Ravane as a place that holds, we might be able to go in the back door on the Blight and maybe get the Archdemon where they don't think we're gonna come.
You could do that.
You can certainly try.
Uh-huh. So, securing the fortress is going to be your first order of business, but after that, you can do any of the first 4 quests in whatever order you like, because I'm totally stealing from the format of Origins.
Yes, my plan is the poop shoot doctrine.
The what?
The poop shoot doctrine.
What's the poop shoot doctrine?
Always better to go from behind. I'm the rogue. We do it better from behind.
Backstabber.
So,
We've got 2 full frontals, mystery man, and do it from the back.
You're
Who's,
the guy
Probably-
who gives us water in the middle of it.
who's this
I'm
mystery
suddenly
man?
aware I'm the only woman here. Okay.
Congrats.
Moving on. So I've murdered Ambrose somehow.
Yes, you are the only woman, but you are in charge.
Exactly. All right. So, Isaiah has So Isaiah has given you your task list, and you have chosen where you would like your headquarters to be. So, it seems like the next order of business would be to travel to the Dales and find this fort. But a couple things happen before you depart. One of them is Kalian asking, I'd like to become a Grey Warden. You do good work, and I know that, as ironic as it might be, given that there is a blight about to happen, I feel I'll be safe here.
Harold kind of looks at him. You know that this is not like a guaranteed thing. You could die just in the effort to join, right?
I'm an apostate and an assassin. I was safe in Antiva, but not anymore. I know which way the wind is blowing, and I know how I can help when I want to do that.
I'm just saying, they don't like to tell you, but I'm not a big fan of like non-consensual death. you could die because the thing that you have to drink to become a Grey Warden could kill you. And it's a pretty good chance.
And so Isaiah clears her throat. Says, recruit! We don't want to do anything that'll hurt recruitment efforts. As you well know, we need as many Grey Wardens as possible.
Yes, and we're in a blight, and a dead assassin is not...
Garrick will put his arm onto Harold and say, a 50-50 shot's better than the blight.
Right, but a dead Grey Warden is not as helpful as a living assassin. So I think it's good to give them the info, because it's a personal choice. But, you know, a little information never hurts.
So Kalian says, well, I'll tell you why I've made my decision. Is that I know a little bit more than a mage should about blood magic. And as far as I understand, your order, and Isaiah cuts in, anything to stop the blight. We'd be welcome to have you recruit Kalian. And so Kalian will turn to Harold and say, I know the risks. I'm willing to take them. Well, thank you for looking out for me, but...
The knowing the risk part is what I wanted to make sure you had.
Well, honestly, I'm choosing death by blight or death by Templar. I prefer the blight. More dignity.
Just making sure you know. I'm not a fan of getting people to do things that they don't want to do, unless, you know, it's to survive. And you seem like a nice enough blood magic wielding assassin. And just hey, you made your decision. Awesome. We're more than happy to help you get the blood, right? Right, everyone?
Correct. I would like to point out that Harold and I especially know quite a bit about our consent being taken away. The fact of not knowing the risks of being a Grey Warden is very borderline on that. I agree that recruits should be able to know. This is their life.
That's not possible, says Isaiah. Look, you know the cost for joining. You know the price. We didn't tell you till after the joining for a reason.
In this particular case, I didn't think it would hurt very much. And no. I don't... You didn't have me join because you wanted me to do just what I was told. I don't have blood magic or other stuff. But my value to the Grey Wardens is that I am obnoxious, but also charming.
You are very obnoxious and very charming, but you haven't revealed the larger things, which, alright, Kalian, come with me, says Isaiah. And then she also motions Garrick.
Garrick will get up and go.
Alright, and so Isaiah will say, alright, it's important that one of your group knows the ritual. And so she will teach you how to prepare the joining concoction.
Ooh.
And yeah, and the small cut glass flask that she has of archdemon blood from the third blight, she'll split it with you. And so now you can recruit anyone that you wish into the Great Wardens.
Nice.
Yeah, so you could conscript any fucker you want. So,
So can I conscript the entirety of Teventer?
There's not enough archdemon blood for that.
Damn. I tried, everyone.
But you could, if you wanted, target a couple magisters in particular and conscript them.
Teach Harold how to recruit. Teach Harold how to recruit.
Yeah, no,
Saya
I'm good.
picked Garrick for a reason.
Yes, I'm aware. All of a sudden, half of Valroyo's alien age is now Grey Warden.
You also don't have enough archdemon blood for that either.
We could find some more Darkspawn.
Archdemon blood. It's been 300 years since the last blight. It's running low. So, but on a case-by-case basis, Garrick, mark on your sheet, wherever you wish, that you know the ritual and can perform it on behalf of other people.
Third blight archdemon blood and way to make Grey Warden.
Jurgen and or Steve has a question.
Steve has a question. Is Jurgen aware that Garrick now has this knowledge?
That's up to Garrick if you want to make that widely known. So what happens is Isaiah takes you and Kalian to the side. Isaiah teaches you how to do the ritual. They then perform it on Kalian. Kalian survives, and he's become a Grey Warden. And so, some number of hours later, you return to the group, all three of you. So it's
I would say nothing.
Okay. So from Jurgen's perspective, maybe Isaiah just wanted someone to bear witness in case it went wrong.
Okay.
All right. And so this joining ritual takes so long that by the time it's all finished and completed, Kalian's looking a little pale and drawn, but he has survived. He's been given his little vial and his conscription flask. You see 3 villagers approaching. And so they're very ruddy-cheeked and pudgy and wearing their festival day best. It is a man and 2 women, and they are bearing baskets full of food. And so they approach your camp saying, "Hello! We saw you land. Welcome. We'd like to make you welcome, and we've got a market day. It's also a festival day. So please come join us if you like in our celebration." And so they offer you their baskets, which are just brimming of fresh baked bread and vegetables and preserves. And they say like, "Oh, and your Grey Wardens. We thought as much when we saw your Griffins land." And then another basket full of essentially dried jerky, like ham and essentially meat. Can we feed this to your pets?
Just watch your fingers.
Oh, no, we'll be careful. And you see them sort of pick up the big piece of dried meat and just gently lay it on the ground next to a griffin.
Galen will also push Kalian towards the food, knowing how hungry he was after the joining. So, you need sustenance.
Yeah, Kalian is tucking into one of the picnic baskets. So, well, I'm Brigitte, and this is Johan and Yelena. We're from Wickham. What brings Grey Wardens here?
Blight.
So they had festival face on, and now they have scared face, and a blight?
But you will have plenty of time to enjoy your festival before it's time to pack up.
Where's it started?
Just looks at Jurgen and waits. Jurgen, you're the bad warden. I'm the good warden.
The answer is Antiva.
No, I'm aware. Yeah, Urian will kind of just wait, and when no one says, Antiva.
Harold will actually say, Jurgen, you're bad warden, I'm good warden. This is the dynamic that we're going for.
Antiva, that's not fair.
No, it is not.
What happened to Antiva?
Well, you won't have to learn any more details about it. That's the good news.
Well, no, does Antiva still stand?
I bet the walls are still there.
I was gonna say, how many hours has it been since we left?
It's been about, like, 12. So, like, in those 12 hours, 8 of them were spent flying through this dark storm, essentially a hurricane. So you're all pretty exhausted by this point.
So I bet the most of the buildings are probably still standing. So yeah, it's still there. So, but if you were considering making a move to the city, might I recommend something west?
Oh, none of us were considering moving, but what should Wickham do?
Prepare.
With military lore roll, would I be able to say, like, if there was anything that was a good spot for them to be defended? Or just run away?
Yeah, roll.
Any of you ever thought about joining the Grey Wardens? This would be a really good time.
That's 12. I do get 4 dragon die. Stunt dice.
Okay.
If that would be helpful anyway.
Okay, what stunt would you like?
Let me go back to where the stunts are. Let's see, role playing. Not really any great things for me to do. Oh. How many of them are there that we're talking to right now? 3.
2 women and a man.
As opposed to a women.
I might have done this on purpose. So my tongue did not betray me again.
Rules are hard.
Yeah, there's really not anything I can do that's helpful except try and make a joke about it of, hey, maybe it won't even come this way, and you know, because Ravane could be the unlucky SOBs that get the blight next, and might not even come this way.
Alright, well, so you did roll a 12. And so the 11 is sort of like the baseline. So you look at Wickham, and you realize that the village has no walls. And so the 2 solutions present themselves immediately to your mind. Either build a palisade as soon as you possibly can, or evacuate the village to one of the marcher cities, the bigger cities like Starkhaven or Kirkwall, that do have nice big stone defenses.
So I'll tell them as such, you can either stay and defend yourselves and probably die like Antiva, or you can go to a bigger city and abandon this.
So Pachit, she seems to be the leader. She's an older woman. Her hair used to be blonde, but it's now sort of going that grayish. And she's like, oh, we can't abandon our home. All we've ever known is Wickham.
And if you don't leave, it will be all you ever know, which might not be much longer.
Garrett, Jurgen's the bad warden.
I just wish to remind everyone that every refugee is more resources needed at these defensible points. You will be taking food and shelter from someone else.
But also not dying?
Well, no, we've got...
Everyone dies.
We can
Not
take care of
everyone
ourselves. We can, and we've no wish to be a burden on the resources of another city. Surely they're taking in the refugees from the fall of Antiva.
Jurgen, would you like to clarify that?
Kind of.
I was like, Jurgen, it's your turn.
I believe the good news is they will not be taking in any refugees from Antiva.
Garrick, you wanted to take on Bad Warden, so you want to finish that thought?
Let's just say that they were left high and dry.
They died. They're all dead. Or at least they're going to be, because they are surrounded by Darkspawn. This worked so much better when I was Good Warden. Brigitte, ma'am, you have a choice to make. Stand, fight, and die in your home. Flee and hope that you can survive and reclaim it later. Or see if a mass group of your villagers want to join the Grey Wardens and help us fight.
I don't know what you might be able to get a recruit or two, but we've been living on this land for generations. How can we just up and leave? And, well, isn't it true that there are places in the west of Orlais touched by the first blight that are still just dead?
Mm-hmm. Is it? I'm just saying yes, because it seems like it would make
So you were at the western approach, which was a site of the first blight, and it's a desert. That's essentially like scrub grass and tumbleweeds.
So it's not completely dead. Like, there's desert life, and
also the first blight was like 600 years ago.
Yeah,
it takes that long just to get scrub grass back.
I am really... Harold is trying to put a lot of fondant on this shit cake. It's not all dead, but it would look very different. And I'm going to be straight with you, because, well, if I don't, one of those two, and he points to Jurgen or Garrick, will. If you stay, you're probably going to die horribly. But you can stay and fight for your land. That, we get it, wouldn't begrudge you, honor and death and all that. But if you're the leader, you need to factor in what's more important, what defines your village, where you are or who you are.
And so you see the three of them just sort of exchange glances. Like, but we can't make this decision right now. We've got to bring it before the council.
Well, it sounds like everybody's in town for your festival, so it shouldn't be that hard.
And so they look about a mile yonder, about everyone having fun, celebrating, being happy, and they're like, can we give them till the end of the day?
That's your call, but if you want to do it now, I am happy to do it for you.
Just remember that every moment that you wait to tell them is a moment that they might die for.
So they look again, like, oh.
I'm willing to be the bearer of bad news, so that you can keep your people together and they don't look at you as the reason that all the bad things are happening.
Yeah.
Or we can, and I just look at Jurgen.
We're grateful. We're grateful for that much, at least. Please come with us.
Jurgen is straight warden. Garrick, I guess you can be bad warden sometimes,
I'll be bad
So-
news tactical bear.
and I'll be the crowd. God, I'm your face, aren't I?
Rabble rouser.
If
All
we
right.
were a gang, I'd be the face. Ugh, fine.
So, here's what happens. Isaiah and Hubble take their leave on Griffinback. They take Amadis and Delvin with them. Tavriel says he can make his own way back to Devinter, but gives you ways to contact him. Roland and Kalian come with you, because Roland is going to want to pave your way to reclaiming the fort in the Dales. So, Isaiah gives you your task list, the quest journal posted in Discord. So, it is the four of you, plus essentially Lander, who is not with us tonight, so sad. So, it is all of you, Kalian and Roland, accompany Johan, Brigitte, and Yolena into the village. And so, by this point, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And so, it's kind of the point where everyone has been celebrating all day, and it's kind of time for essentially a festive siesta. So, there's a little bit of dancing, there's a little bit of merriment, but by and large, people are in the taverns, the spaces outdoors set for them, enjoying snacks and drinks. The musicians are still playing. You see that there has been a pole set up in the middle of town where people have done a very intricate job of wrapping brightly colored ribbons around it. And so, Brigitte goes to the town square and has the chantry ring the bell, which summons the villagers' attention. So, about 5-10 minutes for everyone to be like, huh? What? What's going on? To filter in to, so it's the front of a chantry, which is essentially a mini cathedral. It's not as elaborate or as well built as something like Notre Dame, but a wide staircase, big empty plot of land in front of it, enough for everyone to gather. As Brigitte stands on the steps, and then there's a Reverend Mother there, who's essentially the town priest. And so is there anything you want to tell the Reverend Mother before anything else happens?
Should we quietly inform her of what's going on so that she's in the know?
I think while everyone else is gathering, I think we should take her just to the inside of the atrium.
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought we were letting them do the celebration. Like, finish the night?
We told them you have the option to do that, but every moment that you wait is a moment that people probably will end up dying for. And that kind of swayed their minds to say, okay, yeah, I guess we should do it now.
Okay.
And yeah, we offered to be the bearer of bad news.
Right.
But also, I think this Reverend Mother would be able to give us some decent ideas on how to break this news to them. I mean, absolutely it has to be done now, but she could.
Telling her could tell us how they might respond.
Yeah.
Got it. Understood.
Mm-hmm.
So who would like to break the news to her?
Well, I haven't done much yet. I'll go ahead and.
And I will evaluate which warden you are by how you do this.
Shit.
All right, so you meet with Teresa, who is the revered mother. She looks to be in about her late 30s, so relatively young to be a revered mother. But this is a small farming village, so not that out of place. But it's also kind of ironic that they made you do this because you have the least familiarity with the Andrastian religion.
Oops.
So you go forward to meet her, and she's dressed in chantry robes. So they've got the really nice sunburst pattern going on. She's like, oh, an elf. We have rare opportunity to host your kind. Uh, I'm sorry, I don't know how to address you.
You may call me Galen. I'm a Grey Warden, and there's something very important that we need to discuss.
With elf warden? Warden? I didn't know that they made elves wardens. I'm so sorry. That sounds terrible of me. You're clearly an elf and clearly a warden. I should not have commented on it. Right. How can I help?
Well, and Galen's gonna look around and see if there's any of the villagers surrounding.
Um, I mean, that depends on you. Like, did you take care to like, hey, I need to talk to you in private?
Yes, that would be his goal.
Okay. Yeah, so she brings you into the sort of this small room. It's full of books, more books than you've ever seen in your life. Uh yeah, there's like a couple little reading nooks, and so she sits you down, and I'm like, yes, what's wrong? How can we help?
So I was hoping you'd be able to tell us how the villagers might react in letting them know that there's a blight on the way.
Maker's breath, a true blight?
Yes.
Where is it? Oh goodness, don't say it's in Antiva.
Antiva has fallen.
Oh. Maker, have mercy on all those souls.
We managed to evacuate a few, but not many.
Oh, we send most of our produce to Antiva. What will happen to us if Antiva's fallen?
That decision remains to be the villagers. There are options. Stand and fight. Evacuate. Conscription of the Grey Wardens.
There'll be a little bit of a panic, I think. Ugh. Such a terrible end to such a good day. Alright,
You know, actually, there's a good way to look at this.
Aye?
The best memories were had on the final day, possibly in the village.
That's one way to look at it.
I know this isn't fair news at all.
It's always important. All right. Well, thank you for warning me. I'll make sure the villagers have their appropriate comfort.
That would be wise. We're willing to give the bad news so that you can comfort each other in solidarity, but what would be the best way to go about this? The sooner, the better.
We'll summon them all to the square. They'll hear the ringing of the bells.
Would they take the news better from the human or a tranquil or an elf?
Oh, goodness, you've got a tranquil among you. No, no, not a tranquil. Oh, Mika, forgive me. I think it might be better if they hear it from an elf.
One that's familiar with the customs?
I think so.
That would be Harrowin.
Could you talk to him then?
Absolutely. Would you like to meet him?
Well, I suppose so.
Galen will wave Harold over.
Uh, I'm told you're an elf who knows Chantry customs.
I am an elf from Valroyo.
Oh, I apologize. I meant human customs.
And she looks like she does not know what to say.
Oops. Sorry,
Like,
Harold.
Anything I
No,
say right
Harold-
now will absolutely be racist, so I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
Harold looks at Galen like, did you just call me not a real elf?
No. No. I meant that you know of human customs. Galen's gonna go very pale. Like paler than the ring light's making me.
But you go pale, which highlights your face tattoos that mark you a Dalish elf. And so the Reverend Mother turns to Harold. Do I address you as elf or do I address you as warden? I don't know.
Harold's fine.
Warden Harold. I suppose we're going to break the news to the people that we've got to prepare for a blight.
Yep. And I think I remember some of the basics of what I was taught growing up in Valroyo. Even they make sure the elves and the alienage are properly trained in the basics of the Chantry's customs.
I'm so sorry. We're not a big enough village to have an alienage.
It,
I-
Let me put it this way. I have observed, at least from afar, the ways in which the higher standing members of the Chantry speak.
Well, all right then. I suppose if you don't mind standing next to me on the stairs where I'll make the announcement.
Although I want to ask, do you think that people are more likely to seek shelter away from danger or to try and fight for their land?
Oh, this is their home. Most of the families here have been here for generations. It's their ancestors buried in the soil here, and that counts for something.
It does. But between us, I think the only way for anyone here to survive the next few months is to run.
There are a few cowards in the village who I think might follow you, but we're a proud, free people.
Got it. Well, I'm going to do my best to convince them to live, and if they choose to fight and die, then I'll do my best to give you all a bit of a pep talk to make sure you do it happily.
We're happy to have you. All right then, let's go. And so she signals to one of the Chantry underlings to start ringing the big bell. So bong, bong, bong. And within about 5 to 10 minutes, all of the revelers have collected in front of the Chantry. And so it's this big, wide stone church with about, like a 12-step staircase leading up to it. And so on the portico in front of the chantry at the top of the stairs, there's Galen and Garrick, Jurgen, and Lander sort of standing a little bit behind, but then up front is Harold and Mother Teresa. And as the villagers gather, Mother Teresa says, "Children of the Maker, residents of Wickham, these Grey Wardens bring dire news to our village." Then she looks to Harold like, "Okay, you talk now."
So it's starting to get dark, or are we still at the...
Very close to sunset.
Okay. Children of the Maker, people of Wickham, night is falling. And he gestures to the sun. In a few days' time, at best, the fourth blight will be here.
And so you say that, and you hear there's murmuring among the people like, "Oh my God, is that true? What? The fourth blight? We're not ready. What? What about my family?"
Antiva has fallen, and because of the cowardice of a few, almost every citizen and resident of that city died with it. We have no doubt that they fought for every inch, every stone, despite the cowardice of those who should have stayed to help them. But they are dead now.
And so there's a rising panic in the city. And this is when Mother Teresa steps forward and says, "People of Wickham, there's no need to panic. Because we are Wickham. We've been here for generations. We know this land. We'll defend this land."
That is your choice, and it is your right to stand if you wish. But know this. The only stories that will be told of you, if you stay, will be from the lips of me and my companions. That will be the only thing that is remembered of this city.
Alright, so give me a communication roll and tell me what your intent is.
Okay. First, let me make the roll and see, regardless of my intent, whether or not anything happens.
No, you're going to tell me your intent first.
Okay. Well, my intent is... Honestly, my intent is to give them the sense that standing and fighting is not the way to honor the memory of their home. They are Wickham, not the soil. They can return if they live. There will only be stories of it from a handful if they stay.
Alright, so your intent is to convince them to evacuate.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so this is going to be difficulty 15.
Okay. Thankfully, my communication is +5. So we'll see. 18.
Nice.
Okay. So, you do manage to sort of give this speech, and you see the villagers, like, they start to look a little bit green around the gills. And Reverend Mother Teresa, her inclination was to stay and fight, but she sees how you've swayed the crowd, and she's like, "All right, well, people of Wickham, we'll not forget where we came from. Not ever. But it's time to plan. We'll make to Starkhaven tomorrow at first light." And she starts giving orders to the extent of organizing the logistics of evacuating, sort of like bringing wagons and food and supplies and everything. And as the next couple minutes unfold, you see people start to fall in line with her directives. So,
where to put it, but a Eleanor Rigby variation has been written, which I'm sure will be the song that they are sung.
okay. And so, is there anything else that you would like to do in Wickham before departing to the Dales?
Enough time for me to beat on some armor?
I'll say so. Yeah, you've got a couple hours because the blacksmith certainly isn't making armor. He's packing
Yeah.
his shit up.
That's the reason why I want to do it here, because if he's running away, then nobody's there to see this wonderful looking armor getting misshapen.
So you're fucking up some Templar armor?
I'm fucking up some Templar armor because I want to wear some Templar armor because that's
All right.
good friggin' armor.
Give me that strength roll.
All right. It's going to be my smithing roll, if you would like.
Yeah, whatever smithing applies to.
It is strength, but I'm saying smithing in particular for that bonus. And
Okay.
that is 3, 8, 11, 15. Wait, 16.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you managed to, using sufficient application of fire and carbon and paint, you have a suit of reappropriated Templar armor. Just one suit.
Sweet. Okay, I wrote it down in here, that's why.
One suit, not Templar armor.
Yes, one suit of not heavy plate armor from Templars.
I mean, really, the cheat code is you could always be like, I'm a Grey Warden and I requisitioned it because I needed armor, fuck off.
Pretty much that's what I'm going for. As long as it doesn't look exactly like theirs, then that's all I care about.
Okay. With that roll, one suit of armor. You have changed.
Cool. Does anybody want the heavy plate, or am I going to be wearing the heavy plate?
That
It's all
sounds
you,
like
buddy.
a you thing.
Oh, come on, you mean the roguey one, the other roguey one, and the guy who wants to be laying on hands don't want to wear heavy plate?
No.
I think
Okay,
I would
cool.
literally fall over if I tried to wear that.
Yeah, it cramps my style, which is alive.
So, there's this show on Animal Planet called Too Cute. And it's a reality TV show that follows litters of puppies and kittens. And one of the litters of puppies are future guide dogs.
Oh,
And so they want to put the little puppies in the vests as young as possible so they get used to it. And so the way the little puppy responds to the first time in the vest is just on his back, all four paws up in the air.
Yes!
And that's just what I imagine Jurgen being like, being put in heavy armor.
that sounds about right.
So,
I would like to do one thing before we finish.
yes.
Teresa, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She's doing all the yelly, shouty bits and things. I will make my way over to her, while everyone's getting ready to go. Excuse me, Mother Teresa.
Yes, my son.
Look. I believe you are worried.
I am, quite.
I remember being worried. But I am not now.
You're tranquil.
Yes.
They make elves and tranquil and wardens.
I was a Grey Warden first. While I am not worried, I wanted to tell you, worry ends. One way or another. Just like how every blight ends. One way or another.
Oh. Thank you for your comfort, Warden.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. And so I assume with that being said, the rest of you, or all of you, I suppose, your whole squad, depart on Griffinback and make your way to the Free Marches.
Griffins.
And I do feel like anytime we have to land, we'll try and find a place to be like, hey, heads up.
Okay, so in that case, we will call a break here. And when we resume, you will have to reclaim the weirdly haunted fortress that you've decided to pick up.
Nobody said haunted.
Nobody
mom-
said haunted, but
The
that's what
moment
you get.
you said reclaim, I was like, oh, it's a quest.
Of course it's a quest.
I thought we were moving into, an otherwise just, underused farm facility.
Anyway,
You
we're taking a
chose
quick...
You chose the plantation.
I am Good Warden City Elf. I don't know what happens.
Fucking course it's
Anyway.
haunted. All right.
We'll see you all in 10 minutes as they cope with this revelation.
Uh,
And we resume. So, after you convinced the residents of Wickham, a village in the Green Dales just being north of the Free Marches, to evacuate, you make your way on Griffin back to the fortress that Roland has promised you. This is a ruin from the time of the Exalted Marches, which is essentially a crusade that the Chantry waged against the Dalish elves. For a lot of reasons, but mostly it's we want the land that you're living on. And when you land after a couple days hard flying, it's easy to see why. You land amongst old growth forest. Big tall trees and thick, loamy, mossy ground. And you are led to this stone structure. It's not that big. It's 2 stories. There's a courtyard in the middle. And as you unseat from the griffins, Roland says, and here it is. Not much for the eyes, but I'm sure that you can make good work of it. And as you look around, there's all sorts of stonework, and it's all exalting the Chantry. So a lot of sunbursts, a lot of flaming swords just worked into the stone.
Well, this isn't a symbol of anything.
If you don't mind, if you don't mind, says Roland, I'll hang back a little bit. I don't know what might be in here, and I'm not suited to take on whatever it might be.
What do you mean?
Oh, just, there might be a dragon in the basement. That's more your purview than mine.
A dragon is
In the basement?
A second dragon. Cool.
I mean, I don't know that for sure, but it's a possibility, right?
not quite. What aren't you telling us?
That this fort has been abandoned for 500 years, and I don't know what might have moved in since then. Two Grey Wardens, you could take care of it, I'm sure.
I have a feeling you're going to be reporting this as a donation for the full value of the fortress to the Grey Wardens when the tax collectors come by.
I suppose I could, now that you bring it up.
Well, time to flip it.
All right.
Okay.
Galen will walk in.
Oh, no. Garrick will walk in first because
Garrick will walk in.
Yeah.
We're walking on sunshine.
Shield and armor at the ready.
Don't it feel good? There's all the sunbursts. We're literally walking on sunshine.
Okay.
And I can't say more.
Cool.
We might get pulled.
So, there's actually no one that I can ask to make this roll. So we're not going to do that. Alright.
That's concerning.
I know, just a little bit, right? But, I mean, you only have one true mage among you, and they're not here tonight.
Oh, I have an idea rather than just straight walking in. Since we are going to basically go into this place, before walking in, like, open the door and kind of slam the shield, make a ruckus, and shout if there's anybody in there. the
Standard
Grey
zombie.
Wardens are taking over and occupying this location. You may leave amicably right now.
Cool.
Also, so that if there's anything in there, then they'll attack us out here.
So zombie protocol for getting things to come to you and make noise, but also police procedure in announcing your entry.
Yes.
All right, give me a communication roll, please.
Oh, this is gonna be great. I have nothing. And that's a 6.
Can I help it?
You can also make a communication roll once you figure out what he's doing.
I'll
That's
ask,
a
are you doing this to... Why? I could have gone in quietly.
It's easier to fight where there's light.
It's easier to fight when they don't know you're there before you kill them.
That doesn't seem very...
I mean, you know what? Fine. Friends, residents, denizens of this long-abandoned citadel, please come forward so we may discuss with you the reclaiming of this base in the name of the Grey Wardens, but also in the name of those who live here, so that we can together communicate and share in the glory that is a reclaimed estate.
All right, give me your communication roll, please. This is difficulty 11.
Please.
I don't know, maybe you roll 3 ones.
I really... Oh, yes, it did happen. Wait, no, that didn't do your +5.
Oh,
That's a 14, not a 9. It didn't take
14.
your +5.
14 with 4 stun points.
Oh, right. So, I will allow you to decide how I will allow you to decide how you wish to spend your stunt points, as you have attracted the attention of the 10 walking corpses in this manner.
Ah.
See, zombie style was right.
Let's see. The role-playing stunts don't seem to be, probably aren't going to be that helpful, are they?
No.
I mean, I could make a joke, but I don't think they'll like it. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Exploration stunts might apply, right?
If you think they might.
All right, I think, let's see. No. You know what? I will seize the initiative so I go first no matter what.
Okay. On that note, everyone please roll initiative. Harold, roll me initiative just so I know where to put you in the roster when this round continues.
So
or
I
concludes.
Think, just for clarity, I think I will remain at the top of the order no matter what, unless somebody else uses that stunt. So it will always be 1+ whoever has the highest.
I think you are correct. Okay.
Yeah, you remain at the top of the order until someone else seizes the initiative, which is the name of the stunt. What?
So, since I get to add my dex to this, that's a 7.
Nice.
That's a +3.
Did you
just to see? Okay, I'd be an 11.
You did that? You did that with 3 dice? You did that with 3 dice?
A 1, a 1, and a 2.
Oh, jeez.
And it was still better than my last roll because I got a +3 to it.
I like the idea that the zombies were like, they looked up at Garrick and were like, not worth it. And then Harold's just like bombastic, and they're like, oh, we gotta shut that one up.
I rolled a 17.
I still go first.
Okay.
I'm the ninja.
Sorry, my cat is being demanding. So
Cat is being cat.
yes.
Sounds like a good cat.
That's 8. Oh, they suck. All right, that is 5. Oh, right. Galen, what did you get?
17.
Cool. How about Garrick?
7.
What about Jurgen?
You're adding
Dex.
Dexterity.
dexterity? Yeah. I rolled a 9, and my dex is 9. 12.
And Harold.
It would be
No,
11.
you're at the top. But what is your initiative anyway?
11.
Okay. Harold, you go first.
Having made all that noise, I would actually like to try and hide so that the first thing that is seen is Garrick.
Oh, I'm still standing in front of the doorway.
I'll allow this without a roll as long as Garrick is okay with you doing this.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the lead to get hit.
Okay, so you essentially take a 5-foot step behind Garrick. What would you like to do next?
I think, is there a help action option? I can't remember.
Let's see.
You can defend. You can defend yourself.
I think, can I defend Garrick if he gets attacked? Or help him?
So, I will say that what you can do is essentially hold your action. And if Garrick gets attacked, you can dive in front of him and take the blows.
Oh no, I wanted to attack. I would have wanted to attack the thing that's attacking him. I don't want to take a hit for him.
Oh, okay. All right. Same ruling. You can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Large creature, and I am medium, so I will hide behind Garrick.
All right. So, Harold, you are holding action. Galen, you are up next.
Do I have space to fire an arrow without hitting one of my compatriots?
Absolutely. There's 10 of them, so this is a target-rich environment.
Excellent. Oh, snap. 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 total to hit.
Okay, and their defense. So there are essentially 2 different types of undead that you are fighting right now. There are 5 devouring corpses and 5 enraged corpses. Which one would you like to target?
I'll take the speediest one.
Identical speed.
Can you toss some lore my way of what the difference is?
Make a cunning roll.
Crap. Okay. Oh, no, wait. 8, 9. 9?
Mm-mm. Those ones have fangs and those ones don't.
I will go after the one with fangs. That sounds ominous.
Okay, so you go after one of the devouring corpses. You make its defense. Its armor rating is 0, so go ahead and roll damage.
5 total.
Okay. So you wing it. Cat, get away from there. He has decided to be very active right now. My apologies. Okay.
He's chosen violence.
He has. I mean, he always chooses violence. Jurgen, what would you like to do?
I would like to do a thing.
What thing would you like to do?
I would like to move up next to Galen.
Mm-hmm.
And support him by defending myself.
Okay. Are you taking a specific action?
Yes, minor action to move, major action to go into defend. So my AC is increased, or my defense is increased by 2 until the beginning of my next round.
All right. Sounds good. It is now the devouring corpse's turn. Garrick, what's your defense?
17.
Okay. 3 of them are going after you. That is a 6, 10, 13, so no. Third one, also no, that was embarrassing.
I was hoping to get more than just 3 on me.
Alright, you might be in luck. That is a 8, 9, nope. 14. Still no. Alright, 1 goes for Galen. Wait, no, you are in archery range. 1 goes for Harrow. Oh, that's real fucking good.
Harrow was hiding behind me, though.
They're still going for him. Alright, so that is a double 6s, so that's a 12 plus a 17 plus their 5 is 22.
Yes, they hit.
Holy shit!
Well,
Alright. Okay.
I'm sure there's no consequences by being attacked from.
Neat. Alright, so you, in specific, Harold, take 5 damage.
Uh-huh.
Everyone within 6 yards of this corpse, which is basically everybody, takes 2 damage.
What?
Does armor mitigate?
I was going to say, armor mitigate?
Armor does not mitigate. This is a magical effect.
Including the attack on me?
So the attack on you in specific, armor mitigates that. But the drain life attack, that happens to everyone, and it penetrates armor.
Alright, so I got hit for 5 plus 2?
Yes.
Okay, that.
Rude.
I know,
Seriously.
so rude. Alright, the last one is actually attacking Jurgen. Speaking
Wait.
of rude.
Hold on.
Alright, so
Like
that's...
your NPC stance.
Shit, that's another double 6. So that is 12, 14, 17. Alright, so you take 1 damage from the claw.
But I was doing the thing.
I know, but its claws just get right past your guard.
No.
You take 1 damage from the claw, and everyone else takes another 2 penetrating damage from the drain life effect.
So I take another.
But there was a melee attack, right, on Garrick?
Yeah, there were multiple melee
yes.
attacks on me.
So I do get to stab one of them.
Go ahead and make the stab.
Oh, that did not do what I wanted it to. Why? Anybody else having issues with... there we are.
Well, you typed 3S6.
Oh no, I did it again. So that's an 11 to hit?
Their defense is 12.
Oh, well that sucks. Oh well. I was caught off guard by the weird drain life effects.
Garrick, it is your turn.
It's the devouring ones that are doing the drain life, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go for one of them with my bastard sword. And a 5, a 6. So that's 16 plus.
That'll hit. Their defense is 12.
Yeah, and that's 5 on the dragon die. So I'm just gonna take a quick gander. I don't remember which one was the how much it was for the double attack or attack twice. Okay. I will do... Oh no, that one's for the same. Well, let's just see how it goes. I'm going to start off by just doing a mighty blow.
Mm-hmm.
To see if I can break him with 3d6. And... Oh, damn, that's good damage, too. So that's another 16, 17, because that's plus 1, 17 damage.
Awesome. So you just cleave through this thing's torso. You shear off, like, its shoulder and half of everything that's below that, but it's still up and moving and attacking.
Then I will then use the other 3 points to make that a lightning attack I can make against the same enemy or a different enemy. And I have to roll for it. And you said it. What the fuck is with my... Sorry, my dice have been rolling a 6, a 5, and a 5 past 3 rolls. They just really like laying in that order. So that's another hit. And...
I don't think you get stunt dice on the lightning attack.
No, you don't.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing. But I do get to roll another 2d6, and that's 5 damage.
Okay. You manage to damage it. It is still up, but like its limbs are hanging on by the sinews.
Shit.
I know, these things are tough.
I just dislike
oh.
damage.
Good thing they don't have AoE effects that stack.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
No, I'm just responding to what Brody said.
All right. The enraged corpses. 3 of them will pile on Garrick. Oh shit. That is a 12, 17, 23.
God.
That hits.
Okay, let's roll the other 2. Nope. And 5, 9, 10, 16?
Nope.
Alright, so 1 hits. For 6 damage.
For no damage.
Okay.
I love my new armor.
Alright. However, one of the one that hit you rolled doubles. So he's going to strangle you. Go ahead and make a strength test, please.
Okay. Okay.
This was a 13?
It succeeds!
Okay, take 4 penetrating damage.
Okay.
Alright,
Penetration, no breathing.
one of the enraged corpses will attack Jurgen.
No.
Baker, did we go to? Is this the new round?
We are finishing up the first round.
Okay.
That's 6, 10, 11?
No.
Okay, and then the last enraged corpse will move to close with Galen. So, now we are at the top of the second round.
So to be clear, there's 10 of these things, right?
Yes.
Hey everyone, I think we might want to run away and see if we can't string these out so we're not fighting them all at once. What do you say?
Sounds like a plan to me. Pew!
Yeah.
Alright, so you kite them.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I'm guessing we move faster than they do.
Oh, I don't like the way
Most
she
of
said
us?
cool. I'm afraid.
Most of us?
Well, so give me your speeds.
I am hefty 16.
That's an 8 from Garrick.
Yeah.
Alright, what about Jurgen and Galen?
13.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a 13 speed base. Yeah.
Alright. Cool.
So Garrick- Low one.
Give me... Alright, give me 2 seconds to click around because given this tactic, I am going to change a little bit.
Yeah, just
Okay.
doing a drag out brawl one like face to face with things that when they hit it cause like AoE effects. Just I think we might do better if we can string them out a bit.
Alright. Who is leading this battle?
I felt like Garrick was the one leading us into battle.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm the one making dumb decisions to gather them all at once.
Okay. So, give me a cunning military lore check, please, Garrick, and tell me what your strategy is.
Okay. So... That's not bad. 7, 10, 15.
Alright, I'm gonna roll for them just for shits and giggles. They have no leader, but they sort of move cohesively. So, that is... What did you roll?
A 15.
Alright, they rolled a 10. So,
Cool.
what is your
Bad for
strategy?
corpses.
Yeah, that's not bad for corpses indeed. Okay. When we came flying in here, were there any more narrow areas where we could, I will use the term, killbox them?
This is a thick old growth forest, so it would not be difficult to sort of box off a particular glade to make a kill box.
Okay, now, everybody else here has ranged weapons, right?
I mean, I don't.
No?
Nope.
Mm.
Galen does.
I have the ranged stabby, yes.
Wait, I do have a thing, I think. Wait, hold on. I have to confer with the maker.
I'm listening.
God.
My power, right, that we were going to do with me being tranquil, is that specifically the poison that I got from before, or could this include a grenade a day, or like how like mechanically, I guess, how is that gonna, is it any grenade or poison, or is it just the poisons that I
So,
find?
yeah, so essentially you can pick one recipe that
Okay.
you always have on you.
Okay, and so that should be the poison that I got, I'm assuming. Is that right?
It's up to you. It could be a poison, it could be a healing potion. But you can make up your mind right now if you want.
So the crow poison is not. I have that. Irregardless,
So you have the recipe to make it.
but I don't have it on me.
Yeah, you'll need time to make it.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna not metagame this and say that I would have selected a healing potion, since that's my
Okay.
shtick, my gimmick. Cool, awesome, thank you.
All right. Is there anything you would like to do?
Just confirm that I don't have any ranged weapons.
Okay. All right. So,
Sorry.
in that case, it goes back to Garrick. You have control of the battlefield.
Are you open to a suggestion?
Yes.
We've got one person who can shoot arrows. Perhaps the three of us do our best to lead these corpses on a wild chase and kind of keep their attention so Galen can just kind of arrow them down as over time.
Yeah, I was actually thinking one of the things that we can do is we still have our griffins here. I mean, a corpse that falls from a height that a griffin flies to might not live too.
Okay.
What is yes, Steve? Or yes, Jurgen?
So we're pulling like back and trying to kind of like, while we're like kind of running, I'm assuming we're sort of like, analyzing the situation. Maker, can I do an arcane lore to like have an idea of what magic might be keeping these things animated? Like, is there a source somewhere here? Does there have, like, can they just walk? These aren't darkspawn, right?
Absolutely. No, yeah, they are not darkspawn. This is not a blight thing, but go
Right.
ahead and make that check.
Okay, because something has to be animating them, is my player assumption. Let's see what Jurgen is able to figure out. All right, so 5. It's 2 for a specialty, right?
Yes. And
Yes.
so this is going to be 15. It's going to be a little challenging because you can't actually sense the necessary things to sense.
Makes sense. 3d6 plus 7. I got an 18.
Awesome. Okay, so, you cannot sense the veil anymore, the boundary between the Fade and the waking world.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that when the veil gets thin, it is possible for things like the corpses of the dead to rise up and just attack maliciously.
Mm-hmm.
There is something in the area causing the veil to be thin.
Okay. Garrick, as you are in command at this moment, I wish to inform you that there is a source that we could find. Instead of fighting them individually, we could find the thing that's making them come to the veil. If we can close that, it should sever their connection, and the corpses will go back to rest.
Give me a
Jurgen?
military lore check, Garrick.
Okay. You want to know what my plan was before I roll?
Go ahead.
Split the party.
Okay.
That's 665 plus 3,
So that's a 20.
20.
Well done.
Not points.
All right.
Somehow splitting the party's the right idea?
Observing how the corpses move and how they engage. Given what Jurgen has just told you, it's pretty clear that whatever animating force is behind them is in the house, and because you got a 20, because you got doubles, probably in the basement.
You know, the kicker is, I was going to say that right off the bat.
It's
I was
always
going to tell them it's always the basement.
It's always the basement.
I was going to say, Jurgen, Galen, I'll distract them. You check the house. And Jurgen is going to start, Jurgen is going to start checking the house, apparently, from the outside. Okay, let me be more specific. Check the house for the thing that's making the veil thinner.
All right. So, I'm using the mass battle rules here, a little kludgy, but it's fine, it counts. So, this is the battle test. So, Garrick, because you are leading this, I will give you the option of you either make a communication leadership roll or an animal handling roll to get the griffins involved in the fight.
Oh, this is going to be amazing because it's +0 no matter what I choose.
All right, the difficulty is 13.
This is what you get for not having me in charge. Because I'm good at both
Worth
of them.
it. All right. And, yep, nope. That was a 10.
Okay. So you, like, run around the battlefield trying to corral the griffins, but except for your griffin, the other ones are like, what the fuck? Fuck off.
Gary, get them to help.
All right.
Can I get
Anyone-
at least get mine?
So, the rest of you, I assume, are making your way to the basement.
Oh, no, I wanted Jurgen and Galen. Brody, I figured, would be out here because he's loud.
I'm also stealthy.
Okay.
I'm a contradiction wrapped in an enigma.
All right. Jurgen and Galen, give me a stealth check, both of you, please.
follow your commanding officer.
This will be difficulty 11.
Oh boy. Alright.
One thing I'm not that good at is combat.
I didn't want you for combat. I wanted you to be loud.
3.
Like I said, we're trying to make a ruckus as we're doing this. We're the distraction.
I'll try and get the griffins in line.
Of total?
Okay?
Can I push my roll?
What would that look like?
How did you roll that?
I'm just being funny because I rolled an
Okay.
8.
You rolled 2 1s.
So I have a singular stunt point, but it's an 8 total.
All right. So, what happens? Galen and Jurgen, you encounter one of the enraged corpses and one of the devouring corpses as you try to make your way down. So we're gonna hold the normal initiative roll. So in that case, Galen, you get to go first.
Okay. Light blades it is.
Okay.
Nine.
Whoosh!
I blame the
Jurgen.
wall. I hit a wall. It's fine. I ching ting 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 ting. Oops.
You're used to shooting things, not stabbing things. It's fine.
Exactly. It's totally fine.
All right, Jurgen, it's your go.
Oof. Take out Jurgen's special healing bomb of dirt and spit, and standing next to Galen, I will go ahead and do a heal check on him.
Only 2 points down.
Yeah.
Oh, only 2? I thought you had more. I thought you got hit earlier. I'm sorry. I apologize. Then no.
Garrick's the one that got his butt kicked.
Yeah, well, I knew that, but I'm not with him anymore. So, all right. Okay. Well, then in that case, I go get the
You
thing.
can whap one.
No, I can't.
I mean, even though you're tranquil, you can perceive, oh, this is a threat, and I must end it.
Oh no! I'm that part. Yeah. No. I'm not gonna play that. I want to get to the thing quicker. Well, I mean, this is an immediate threat, I guess. Yeah, cool. I'll whack one. Let's whack it. Let's punch it in the face. All right. And cool. Here we go. Positive 26 plus. God damn. 10?
That actually is the defense of the enraged corpses.
Really?
Uh-huh, and they have no armor, so go ahead and roll me damage.
Excellent. Hold on, I have 1 stunt point. Hold on. Combat stunts. Where are you, combat stunts? Combat stunts. For 1, you can move a target to... You can move yourself or the target of your attack 2 yards in any direction. Nothing I want to do. Cool. Here we go. Alright. So the damage on that is 1d6 plus 1. 3 damage.
Okay, excellent. So, the devouring corpse is going to go after Galen for 11. What's your defense?
That was that shit.
13.
Alright, so it misses. Alright, and it goes after Jurgen, for that's actually a good roll. Well, that is another 13.
13 is my defense.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is going to do 1 damage.
Nice.
Okay. Second round, and then Garrick will get a roll to regain control of the battlefield. So, Galen, your go.
Let's try this sword thing again. That's a little better. 13, 16 total.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Six. Oh, wait, I'm using light blades. Never mind, that's 7.
Okay. It is still up, not looking good. Jurgen.
I rolled a 14 to hit with my stick.
Okay.
And then I rolled a 3 plus 1 for 4 more damage.
So what's the total?
4 damage.
Alright. You managed to splatter this asshole enraged corpse.
Ha!
With guts and viscera everywhere. So, the one that is still blocking your way will attack. And that is a 11.
That misses me.
Okay. Alright, we shift control of the battlefield back to Garrick. So, Garrick, so give me either a communication leadership role or a cunning military lore role as you
yeah.
direct the end of the battle.
That works so much better than the last one. And my roll is so much better than the last one too. That's an 18.
Okay, so you finally gain control of the Griffins, with Harrowwind's help, and lead them into the Glade kill box. And I'm not gonna make you do the role of attrition, but Galen and Jurgen put paid to the final corpse in front of them. And so, in the background of hearing Griffins screaming and squawking and the growling and just sounds of rage from the corpses, you have managed to clear out this building. There's only whatever the fuck is going on in the basement left to deal with.
Let's continue, Galen. We should find the cause of the thinness of the veil.
You know what? Let's try this. Let me try and sneak down, see what I can see, and report back.
Garrick just scoffs. No words, just scoffs.
Harold's like,
What?
A quiet scoff.
I thought me and
Okay.
Galen had been making our way down there.
Alright, so you and Galen arrive first. I would like a magic roll from both of you. If you have anything related to demons or spirits, that applies.
I have no magics.
Just go ahead and give me the roll anyway. Let's see what you get.
Arcane lore? Question mark.
That'll work.
Nice.
but magic's a dump stat for most of us.
Not. Wait. Oh wait, that's a cunning. Never mind. Disregard. Magic.
13.
Understood.
I'll give you the cunning arcane lore roll, because that will apply
Oh. Okay.
to understanding what you're going to see.
Okay. All right. Then 86 plus. $22.
How many?
22.
22?
A 4, 5, 6 plus 7 was my cutting.
Jesus.
That's hilarious. 4, 5, 6, 7.
I mean, what?
Okay.
All you have to add is 7, 8, 9, and we've got zombie numbers.
So, Jurgen. So, Galen, when you step down, because you got a 13, right? There's clearly some sort of spirit that's been trapped. Jurgen, you recognize a summoning warding circle. Someone has summoned a spirit. Judging from the dust and decay going on around, this spirit has been here for a while. It takes the appearance of a human figure, so torso, limbs, head, but it's been wrapped in strips of parchment. So kind of like an Egyptian mummy, except instead of linen bandages, it's strips of parchment on which there is writing.
Okay.
It is either a spirit of wisdom or a spirit of pride. You are not sure.
Okay. I relay all of that. Just
Yeah. Clearly trapped.
what? Something summoned it here and trapped it. How do we send back?
Well, maybe we should see what it's about, and if it's a good witch, we can let it go, and if it's a bad witch, we can put it away.
Well, does it weigh more than a duck?
It's a spirit. Who knows how much they weigh?
I mean, how many spirits can dance on the head of a pin? But maybe we should talk to it? How about this?
Could not hurt. I just wish to inform you that to the best of my knowledge or capabilities, you are dealing with either a spirit of wisdom or a spirit of pride, and use that to your advantage. A spirit of wisdom might know a way out, while a spirit of pride...
Oh, I can play pride like a liar. Get it? Liar, liar. Panther. Okay.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I've got wordplay here. But if I start glowing or turn around and am not funny or charming, I have been taken over or possessed. So,
Why, Harold, were you possessed before this? Because I've yet to find you charming.
Clever. But let's be serious. If I'm not funny, charming, or, just drawing that sexual energy from you, I am not who I should be.
Understood.
Clear? Okay.
We will bop you in the head
Galen,
with weapons accordingly.
Hey, you're from another place. You don't understand our ways. I understand why you might be confused. All right, let's see what's happening. And Harold will kind of walk out very calmly, like puts on the servant to a powerful master face.
Okay. The spirit says something in a language you don't recognize.
Through body language, I will communicate a desire to serve. I will walk in and bow very deeply.
Okay. It says something else in a language you don't recognize.
My apologies, I do not speak your language, but I will do my best if you would be willing to gesture.
Alright, are the rest of you watching as this happens?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Galen, give me a communication roll.
Oh my god, am I possessed?
Nope. This is difficulty 11.
Everyone's making rolls I'm good at.
Oh, 13.
Okay. The Dalish elves have done a lot of work to preserve what they can of elven culture. So, you recognize what the spirit says to Harold as a greeting in the ancient elven language.
What is the name of that ancient elven language?
Elvenon.
Damn, okay.
Fortunately, Harold does not speak that or have any knowledge of it because he was culturally castrated from his people.
Pretty much. And so when you speak common, what the spirit says is like, oh, the children of Arlathon have fallen.
Does Galen also speak it?
You have a Duolingo familiarity with the ancient elven language, so your people have managed to preserve words and phrases, but you're not fluent in it because you've just lost too much. But you can recognize the cadences, so like even if you're not a fluent Spanish speaker, you can still identify when someone is speaking Spanish.
Hello, someone has stolen my cat's pants.
Wow.
Donde la biblioteca?
Yeah, but so what happens? So essentially, what has happened is the spirit has seen Harold approach him, has addressed him in the ancient elven language, Harold doesn't understand what the spirit is saying, and so addresses him in common, and so the spirit switches to speaking common.
Oh, okay, it did switch. Okay.
Yeah. And says...
Some of us
how the-
can't code switch to Galish, though.
Yeah, and so he says
Aw.
in common, which everyone can hear and understand, how the children of Arlathon have fallen.
Oh, the what?
I would not disagree. I am Harold. I am your humble servant. How may I assist you in your current situation?
I am but a humble spirit of wisdom, yearning for that which all sentient entities yearn for, freedom.
How might we help you achieve that?
You simply need to break the circle trapping me.
And if I might ask,
perhaps allow a host for me. I have worked long and hard to make it to this world, and it has much wisdom yet to learn.
what would that entail for the host?
Just a sharing of essence.
Not a suppression of the host?
I have no wish to do that.
And if I might inquire, the creatures that were in this building, are they of yours or are they byproducts?
Byproducts. I have many secrets that I will trade for freedom.
If you are freed, would you assist us in stopping Darkspawn?
You are wardens, then. Grey wardens.
And we come to claim this facility for our purposes of repelling a blight.
I know one secret. I know how a blight can end without any of you having to sacrifice yourselves.
Interesting.
That's the price you accept, is it not?
It is.
I see also Elven among you. I know secrets of the Elven. And I see one cruelly cut from the Fade. I know how to undo that as well.
And that is the moment that Harold's face kind of goes from like, I'm open to this, to like, oh, you're full of shit. Got it. Looks back. I think we got a pride one.
That's disappointing.
Unfortunate.
It's possible.
Or if a spirit of wisdom would understand that offering everything we might want is just a little too much.
Do you say that out loud?
Uh-huh.
I have been trapped here for centuries. I will give all of my wisdom in exchange for freedom. This is a very boring room, and I don't like it.
Well, freedom doesn't mean it has to be here.
Honestly, we can't deal with having this thing in the basement. This would just be a very bad place for storage rooms. All right, we got two options. Anybody know how to get rid of this thing? Yes, no?
Look at Jurgen.
Arcane lore check, please.
I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Arcane lore. I can do that.
I will tell you, Brody the player is looking at us and going, fuck it, might as well join with the thing.
I just want to roll the magic roll just to be like, oh yeah, I heard about this one time.
I am literally looking for you all to give me a reason not to say fuck it in character.
What you get, Steve?
I got a 19.
Oh, wow. All right. So, the spirit is clearly trapped here. It has been trapped here for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
So, you could probably just seal up the basement and decide to forget about it if you wanted. You could also break the circle and fight it if you wanted. That would probably be a really tough fight.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing what you know now, you could take the time to prepare. Uh, the spirit is so spirits generally don't lie. They will omit information, and sometimes the context in which they interact with the world is very different from your context.
Okay.
But so when the spirit of wisdom says, I can do all these things for you, it's not lying. But there's probably something else it's not telling you.
Oh, there's definitely something else it's not telling us. You don't need to be a mage to know that one.
He made the roll. It was a really good roll, so I'm just confirming all of it.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay.
Guys, I need a reason not to accept its offer. That's in character.
Because it's a bad idea.
Do you
The
not
same
want to
time.
know?
The same time, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have this thing helping us.
Do you not want to know, Elf, whose markings you wear? And where she might be found?
Just remember, we are not speaking to another person or someone to negotiate with. We are speaking with a spirit.
What?
A noble with even weirder taste.
Goddess to which you have pledged your service is not dead.
These are just coming of age ceremony. They're not a. I mean, not that I know of anything.
Much you have lost.
What are you talking about? I have a little stone, pulls out a little stone with markings from one of the other gods on it. This is a birthday gift. It's just elven murdered.
Might I suggest we retire for now and come back?
How about this? Actually, I turn back to the spirit. What can we give you to entertain you for, what, let's say 8 hours? To give us some time to think this through?
I remain trapped here.
Right, but we don't want you to be miserable any longer if we can help it. Something we can do to help you, like, just make the next 8 hours much more pleasant for you than the last 500 years?
I always appreciate conversation.
So how about this then? I will come back and I will chat you for as long as you'd like in the context of an actual couple hours so I can sleep. But we're going to go have a quick chat to see what we want to do with you. Because you understand you're kind of like a dangerous collection of chemicals that would explode all over us.
Will you allow me to make one gesture in good faith?
Sure. First one's always free.
Tranquil. Come as close to my circle as you wish.
I'll walk up to the edge of the circle, like, but without stepping into it.
Okay, and you sense the veil getting exceptionally thin. And you have a very strong memory of what it was like to feel feelings.
I will step back.
And it fades, and you are back to being tranquil.
Can I read that whole body expression?
There's just
Probably.
Yeah, you can see probably tense up a little bit. Like the body language definitely shifts. Maybe there's even like a little bit of moisture in the eye from just feeling things for the first time in a long time. And then just stepping back. You showed me memories. I still have those. I remember having those.
Did you just have a feeling, Jurgen?
I had a memory of feeling. Those exist. I remember my time before Tranquil. The spirit just made it present.
All right, you know what? Team, wisdom or spirit, do you have a way that you'd like to be referred to?
You may call me Wisdom.
Okay, Wisdom, we're going to go upstairs. We're going to converse. And then I will be back down here to give you as much conversation as I can. Okay?
I have no control over what you choose to do.
You know, shit. Fuck, I feel that. We'll make it quick. All right, let's go.
All right, so you make your way upstairs.
Give me a reason not to say yes to this thing.
Okay, Rachel, to the questions I've been asking on the side, could it still be able to talk?
If it inhabited something capable of speech.
What?
Harold, are there any birds in the area that can mimic human speech?
You're asking me?
No, Harold.
Oh.
The hell would I know? I spent most of my life in a city.
Oh, come on. Aren't you the only one with animal handling here?
Yeah?
Okay.
The last time somebody in a position of authority asked if they could have a pet that could speak to them, I got put in a cage for 2 weeks.
Okay, Jurgen, do you know any birds that can speak and mimic human language? Oh yeah, Galen. Oh yeah, I suppose you exist too.
Yeah, like not to mention that, Dailish. I don't know. Maker, would I know?
Yeah, you can get a crow. Crows can be taught to squawk like single word phrases.
Do we want to let it inhabit the body of another being? It wouldn't be too difficult to control.
I mean, I can ask and see if that's an option.
So here's the thing that I will give Jurgen, because you rolled so well on the initial roll.
Okay.
Is it a spirit of wisdom or is it a spirit of pride? It could be either.
Right.
If it is a spirit of pride, you're gonna have to give it the hard sell to convince it to inhabit an animal.
Right.
If it's a spirit of wisdom, it just wants to be freed, like it said.
Well, to what end do you wish to put the spirit in a bird?
It would, one, prove that it's not a spirit of pride, and two, it would allow it the freedom it desired.
It would be a compromise solution. We're really okay. So here's the question: do we actually want to put it in a bird, or are we just trying to see whether or not it is what it says it is?
I think the second option, honestly.
Right. If it is what it says it is, fuck it, I'm taking it.
What?
I literally have nothing else to. I should be dead.
Why?
Garahel died saving us.
Yes.
This thing might help us fight the blight.
And
I'm good with it. The only concern I have is if I say yes and it turns out to be a problem, y'all are going to have to kill it.
So we should make it as realistic as possible that is the option that we are giving it.
Which means Jurgen can't see your face.
Understood.
Also, Garrick
I
can't see your face.
will go along with this plan.
If it turns to not be the thing that we hope it to be, then
I merely ask, what are we hoping to get out of this once, if it is...
If it's remotely honest, it might give us a lot of things, might give us access to a lot of options that we didn't have before.
plus, like we said, if it's a spirit of pride rather than wisdom, then it wouldn't take this offer anyway.
I think the benefits outweigh the risks here.
Alright, so your plan is to catch a bird and offer it to the spirit?
Yep. You can have a speaking bird as your body.
Oh fuck, I have to go get the bird because I've got the animal handling.
One person give me the animal handling roll to catch the crow.
I'm sorry, out of character, did I miss a connection somewhere? It needs a body, but can it not jump out of the bird into something else at a later time?
Essentially it needs consent. So it can't forcibly possess anyone. Or like any sentient being. So it can't forcibly take you over, you have to allow it in.
But that's true for a spirit, but not a demon of pride?
That's a real fun question. Give me an arcane lore. It's gonna be difficulty 19.
That would be a cunning roll?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Well, in order to do that, I need to roll a 17 or a 17.
Oof.
Okay.
Nope.
Meh.
So, I rolled 2 ones. So let's say I think that's true, or I think it can't do it either way. I heard stories about when I was a kid. I heard stories about like demons, and they needed to convince you.
I mean, living in the world as you do, you know that mages have to resist demons constantly. And so once the mage says yes, that's when they become the abomination.
Right. So, and I'm not a mage, so I can't become an abomination.
Yeah.
Hey, I rolled 511. I'm an idiot on this, so... Alright, so I'm gonna go fetch... Why don't you guys set up camp here? Rest? Maybe get your feet back in case we have to beat this thing to death?
Start cleaning up the upper level while the lower level remains untouched by anybody?
Yes.
I think I won't touch it. I wish to wait with the spirit and try and parse out any other information.
Alright, go ahead and give me a communication roll for that. Harold Wynn, give me an animal handling roll to catch the crow.
Using these also a communication roll.
Okay.
That would be a 15 with 4 stunt points.
You have your crow.
17.
It's a good talker.
Okay. So, Galen.
Caw, motherfucker.
No.
So Galen, you keep the spirit company. And it tells you stories of things it's seen, of things it's witnessed, of long-lost nations and forgotten stories. And none of it means anything to you. It's nothing you can use. But it's clearly telling you these things to demonstrate, I know the things that you really want to know. How to end a blight without anyone dying. How to undo the rite of tranquility. And the secrets of the Elfen. And so, Harold, when you bring the crow and you present it as an option,
Mhm.
the spirit says, well, if that is the best you can offer, I'll take it. That is not a being with language that you can understand. I will not be able to communicate the secrets that I've promised.
But it would give you an opportunity to get out of this room.
If you give me this bird with the goodness of your heart, accepting nothing in return, I'll take it.
Galen, if it's not looking at him, he's gonna give Brody a look like, or Brody. He's gonna give Harold a look like, I don't think this is of pride. Just a look, hoping to convey that with a look like.
Again, high communication, good body language reading. You know what? And Harold kicks the barrier with a foot. I'll take you.
So, at this point,
I have a crow. By the way, I'm keeping the crow.
so, at this point, you have broken the barrier, and the spirit is free, and looks at you and says, but you have no magic. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Knew it.
Yep.
In hopes that next week we can have our mage who can contribute. Volunteer, who knows? So, thank you all so much for playing. Thank you to our delightful audience for all of your comments and commentary. Yes, I am very happy about this. I'm very happy about how this session ended. This has been great. So if you want more Dragon Age content, swing by Wednesday as I play through Dragon Age 2 on stream. And if you enjoy tabletop RPGs, come back on Friday, because that is when we will be running Dune Adventures in the Imperium. That game is high intrigue, it's a lot of fun. And at some point we're going to be doing Girl by Moonlight, which is one of Evil Hat's newest titles about queer magical girls. It's just been an array of gremlins to vanquish. That game will be run by Tom Muir, featuring faces old and new. So, as a final farewell, Grey Wardens, tell our delightful audience who you are and where you can be found when you're not fighting Darkspawn. Or making deals with demons.
Wait, is it a demon? Oh God!
It's a demon.
Spirit, it's a demon. I mean, it's a
And
creature.
Brody has no magic.
None of us are actually that familiar with the Fate anymore, so.
Oops. Oh God. You can find me all over the internet as Am Changeling and on Etsy at Thornkind. And when I'm not being Arrow's elf Galen, you can find me here on Monday nights at this time, or here on Friday nights at 11 p.m. in Dune. Betrayal, politics, love, and setting up Daphne.
Love is the cheat code in Dune.
Oh, and spice.
Ooh, and spice.
Well, hello and goodbye all. I have been Garrick, and I am now back to being Devin. You can find me online at Sort of Sullied while the bird app still flies. It's, I think, still just on fire. Is it going to be a phoenix? Probably not.
Probably not.
You can find me again here on Friday for Dune as Mother Worma, and bringing about the end of the Spice Age by bringing out the Spice Age.
The Spice Age, interesting. Hello, everybody. My name is Steve. You can find me on Stolen Fire's Discord at Voodoo Arcade, And my pronouns are he, him. Tonight I was playing Jurgen, the tranquil mage who finally got to feel an emotion again for after a while, which was nice and brought a half a tear to his eye. We'll see where this goes. I hope this doesn't awaken anything within me.
You've got a week to decide.
And I have been Harold Wynn, the elf with the most interesting choices. In real life, I am Brody, he, they, and you can find me at the Rabba One on the Burning Bird app, and doing weird Judaica things on the rest of the internet otherwise.
All right, and you can find me Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere else on the internet. And watch this space because they're on break, but we will soon be resuming Curse of Strahd. She is the Ancient after the holidays. And maybe some more shows. Who knows? I might be trying to gently peer pressure some people to run some more stuff. We'll see. But for now, happy holidays, everybody, and we'll see you next week.